In this video, we'll introduce the principle of light intensity.
First attribute of lighting, volume or intensity of lighting, how bright it is. I'm going to go into each of these subjects in great detail in subsequent classes, trying to get just an overview today, but one of the points I want to get across today is that there's an immense range of brightness of light sources in the world. You go from candlelight at 12 lumens to a bright street light at 40,000 lumens, you know. There's just this enormous range. And the thing is, the human eye and the human brain just automatically adjust to things. We don't notice changes in brightness and color so much. The camera's not that smart. If you're going to control the camera manually and understand what's going on, you have to understand the vast differences between shooting in a dark room and shooting outside on a sunny day. The kind of lights you need, they're radically different. You know, the kind of f-stops you might need or the kind of filters you might need on your camera might be radically different because the light levels are radically different. And even outside, between a starry night at 0.02 lux and a bright sunny day at 120,000 lux, it's just a huge difference. With lights, you know, a ring light like that over there, it might have 2,500 lumens, and a Musco light, which is like a football stadium light on an arm on the top of a truck, has 5 million lumens. So there's just this huge difference. So a practical application of that concept is, I've got to go light something, what do I use? You know, I've got to go buy something or rent something or borrow something, and I've been in situations where I'll grab something that somebody said they had, and it's wholly inadequate because the area they're trying to light or the existing light that they're trying to compete with is just too bright or too big, and the light just doesn't have the output they need. So I could go shopping, for instance, and here are two lights, they're both the same size. They're both a foot by a foot. And there's quite a price difference. And, actually there are a lot of features that they each have, and that somewhat justifies the price difference. But also, when you look at the specs, one of them is 6 times brighter than the other. So that is a factor you need to pay attention to. So I wanted to do a demo. Let's step outside. Come on, just step outside, and if you can just position so you can see the monitor in here. So we have our mannequin out here, and she's a little bit in the shade, and we have a nice sunny background, really pretty background. It's kind of a nice light on her, right? So if I open up the iris and you get a nice exposure on her, that looks pretty good on her face, right? Now, while you might like that, you do see shots like that sometimes, but maybe you don't like the background looking so bright. I mean, it's really bright, right? Well, what can you do there? You can stop the iris down. That would be one option. So you just really iris down and you get down low like this, and now you've got a really nice blue sky and a really pretty background. That background looks really nice. Well, the only problem is now our subject looks like she's in the witness protection program. So maybe we can add a light, right? So let's take our smaller light, or the same size light that we have, but the one with the fewer lumens. So we'll just go ahead and put it in here. And there it is. On, off, on, off. So in this lighting situation, maybe that's not that helpful of a light. We could bring it in closer, but we really got to get it impractically close, right? Now, the bigger light, let's try that. Well, that's better, right? It does something. And if I bring it in kind of close, okay, on a close shot, you could use that. So if it was a close shot, yeah, that could work. This could be a light that you could use outside. But really, maybe you need something even bigger than this. Or maybe you need a reflector. Or just a bigger light, or more than one light. Because the sun is really bright. Just trying to illustrate the vast differences in intensities of different lights and different light sources, and how you've got to match what you're doing with what you're competing against. So let's go back inside. And what happens a lot of times, it's not so much there's like a certain amount of light you need, it's that you go into a room and there's a window in the background, and if you boarded up the window, you could use any light you wanted. But if you don't board up the window, then it's like that. Then it's like we had outside. You get a choice between blown out window or dark person. And then what do you do? And so it's understanding, bottom line, that there's a big difference in brightness. And so you've got to think about what level of lights, do different things.
Click on the next video to continue. New videos drop every couple of days. If you like what you see, like and follow us on our social media channels. And everything is downloadable for free on our website, rucciproductions.com.